Are you thinking of buying a home in the Kyle Butte area, but you're not quite sure which spot's right for you? Well, in today's video, we're exploring Crosswinds, a new construction community in northeast Kyle, and this video is all about Pulte Homes, one of the 5 builders currently building out here. We're going to tour a couple of the homes, I'll show you the model home, talk about their incentives, all the numbers that come with it, and just kind of get a sense of the floor plans they have available. We're going to get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local Austin real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to the greater Austin area, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. You know, I was a teacher for 10 years before I jumped into real estate, but honestly, a lot of the talents I had as a teacher have transferred very well over as a realtor. Honesty, effective communication, hard work, and really just helping other people achieve their goals is still really important to me. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. All of that can be found in the description below. Love to help you and your family find a great home in the greater Austin area. So what you're looking at right now is the Nelson model home, the Nelson floor plan. That home currently isn't available. Pulte does, they have 12 floor plans. They do 6 that they just make inventory homes, and then 6 that are purely to be built, so customized homes. This is one of those that you would have to pick a lot and do the to be built route. This one would go probably for the low 400,000s with all the upgrades you're seeing. But as you're touring that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the neighborhood and Pulte Homes. So as I said, Crosswinds is in northeast Kyle. They do have some plans in the next couple of years to expand Windy Hill, which is the main road that connects from here to I-35, expand that to a 2-lane road. There's a lot of empty land out here, so there's already talk of more new construction suburbs being built around this section. Something I really like about Pulte in Crosswinds is that we are right at the entrance. So I've filmed other homes, Perry, Highland, and they're about 4 minutes into the neighborhood, and there's only one entrance right now to get out into Windy Hill. So it's nice with Pulte, if you do go this route, it's a 1 minute in and out of that neighborhood, very easy. Where we are situated in terms of the rest of Kyle, we're less than 5 minutes from I-35, very close to Costco, HEB, Evo Entertainment, which is a movie theater / arcade. So you're very, very close to the city. Everything you would need is 5 minutes or less away from this neighborhood. Now talking about Pulte, the incentives they're currently offering, they are offering either a 4.25% FHA. If you're going the FHA route, you can get it for 4.25%, which is great. A regular top tier loan right now is about 6.3%, so much lower. Or you can get a 4.99% conventional fixed. Again, much lower than the 6.8, I think is what I saw this morning. So really good for that. They're also offering to pay all of your closing costs, and it's flex cash. So about $15,000-$20,000 in flex cash on top of a lower rate. And then if you are a cash buyer and you don't care about the rates, right, because you're paying fully in cash, then however much they were using to buy that rate down, you would use that towards lowering the price of the home. Speaking of the prices of the home, they range from $325,000 as of recording, all the way up to their highest home available for inventory homes is $395,000. So solidly in the mid to high 300,000s, with the square foot ranges from about 1,500, which is the first home we're going to tour today, up to 2,300. So they do have a decent range there. The tax rate for Crosswinds is 2.62%, and the HOA fee here is $575 a year. Finally, with Pulte, they have about 20 quick move-ins available, and then 38 open floor plans. And actually, I'll show you, we can post the photo of kind of the open lots that you can see here. So as I'm recording this, we're in July of 2025, so obviously this will change. They're probably gonna be building out here another 2 years. But as of recording, 20 quick move-in inventory homes, and then 38 empty lots. You can come in. I asked them, do they have different, 40, 50, 60 foot lot floor plans? And they said, no, you pick any of these lots and you can pick any of the 12 floor plans we have, and they'll build it. Builds take roughly 8 months, okay, for planning purposes. But yeah, there you go. That's kind of the sense of that. This is the only section that Pulte's building in, so if in 2 years it will be done, and this will just be resale. But there you have it, cool. Let's go check out the first home. So the first house we're checking out is their Beeville floor plan. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,580 square foot home. It's a 1-story home, 2-car garage, and it's their lowest priced home right now. Pan around so you can see the neighborhood. Still constructing this cul-de-sac, but that is a cul-de-sac back there, so very little through traffic we'll have on this specific lot. So we have a really interesting brick exterior with the stone underneath. Not the biggest fan of the beige brown garage door, but that's personal preference. Do like the white stone, that looks great. Now does this keep going around the house? I'm curious. Yeah, so brick all the way across. Some homes do stuff like this where they'll add the hardy plank on the siding and just have the front looking great, but they kept these materials all the way through, which is great. Does come with a Ring doorbell. So this home, priced at $325,000. I see this as either a really good starter home for a couple looking to buy their first home, or just someone looking to buy their very first home, / maybe someone who's wanting to downsize, wants a 1-story, and just has built enough equity in the homes they've already owned, so now they can just buy this fully cash. So this it's an interesting layout. I have my thoughts on it, so I'll tell you as I walk around. So we have this open area here. You can kind of add a bench here, coat rack, however you want to use that. I like the natural light coming in from the side there. They do LVP flooring, which is great. It's my preferred flooring. I prefer that over tile. A little coat closet right here off to the side. And now we get into the main area. I'm really impressed with their kitchen. I think the kitchen for this price point looks fantastic. We have a decent sized pantry here. All of their cabinets are soft close, which honestly, I've only noticed that with Pulte and Milestone. Every other builder I tour, even $1 million homes, I mean, they just don't do that, but it is a nice little thing where you don't have to think about it, just soft closes on its own. We have a ton of cabinet space in this. When I first walked in, I thought it was a very small kitchen, but they did a great job with the amount of cabinet space we have here. Large single basin sink, and then a pretty good size island around it. And then they have the electrical outlet push up right here. There was a lawsuit a few years ago, actually pretty recently in California, to where I think a kid wrapped their arm around a cable that was plugged in at the bottom of the island. And so now builders are no longer allowed to install electrical outlets near the bottom of the island. So some builders have been smart and they've added this on top, so you still have a couple outlets either side to utilize that. I like when they do that. No fridge, but we can definitely negotiate that to be part of it. I wouldn't worry too much about that. All right, and then this opens up to the main living area. Pretty good amount of space here, side to side. Yeah, for close to 1,600 square feet, they're using it pretty well. Let's check out the back patio. It's an okay sized back patio. I definitely seen bigger. Pulte in general does a pretty good job with making sure you have a large covered back patio. So for this being the lowest priced home available, this is a pretty good size. You do have grass all the way along the side. This specific lot, the backyard's pretty small. So, yeah, and then grass either side. I always prefer when builders do the stone on the side. Just makes it a little bit easier for yard work, but it does come with gutters, as you can see. Then we have the electrical outlet right there. So I would still want to put maybe a TV, excuse me. Sorry. I would still probably want to put an outdoor TV here. And then you still have plenty of room for a grill and seating area, but not the greatest view, obviously. One thing I will say, I was really impressed with that map that I showed a couple minutes ago in the video of all the lots. They have so many different size and style lots, corner lots, wedge lots that open up towards the back. So if you do the to-be-built route, definitely think a lot about the lot that you pick, the size that you want, the view from the backyard. This is like a no for me, just because I don't want to be looking at brick. I want sky, preferably green behind me, and then just more yard space. This is a really short lot, it looks like. But as far as this floor plan's back patio, I do think it's a pretty good amount of space. primary bedroom is right here, carpeted, does come with a ceiling fan. It's an okay size. I like that it kind of pushes out here, so you can put chest of drawers here. It won't be in anyone's way. The TV above it if you choose to do that. But yeah, nothing too big or too small about this room. It's a good size. And then we have a closet here. Pulte typically does a pretty good job with their closet sizes, so I think this is good. I think this is a good use of space for the closet. Coming into the bathroom, dual vanity, just a single faucet. Easier to clean, big spider. It's gonna run away from us if it sees us. It ran away from me earlier. I'm not a fan of spiders, and I think I've seen 3 in this house, so don't buy Pulte. They allow spiders. I'm kidding. I really, actually, in all honesty, I really like Pulte. I'm helping a buyer in San Marcos right now, in La Cima, a new construction neighborhood down there, and we're buying Pulte, and it's been nothing but a great experience. So from personal experience, I have had a good one with Pulte. They've done a really good job with building, with the inspection report, fixing things that we find. Even I did a blue tape walkthrough today, and the builder went before me and just spent an hour taping things before I got there. So Pulte, I'm a very big fan of with how they interact with clients, with customers, and they definitely do right by them. Okay, I did not get paid for that message. Okay, so now we're in the hallway. We have our first guest bedroom. It's not too, I'd say it's mid-small. I've seen smaller rooms. This is fine. You could fit a queen size bed in here pretty comfortably. And then this bathroom's weird. I don't know why they didn't continue this out to here. So you have this empty spot here that you would probably put your own shelf in, but it's a pretty big bathroom for being the guest. Honestly, I wish they'd done 2 sinks there, but that's one of the things with these inventory homes is they do things you wish they'd done differently. So if it bothers you that much, you can do the to be built route. Here's the second guest bedroom, pretty similar size to the first one. And then we have the utility room, which is a really good size, So washer dryer there, you have a little nook here, you can maybe put a folding table, and then just a basic shelf above. Something I don't like is we are really far away from the primary closet. So you are gonna be making a walk quite a bit to do laundry, which is not ideal. And then off here, we have our 2-car garage with the biggest spider I have seen in any of my showings or tours. I'm sure I'm gonna get comments saying it's a wolf spider, it's not poisonous. I don't care. It has 8 legs. I don't wanna go near it. But we have the water softener loop right there. You'll have a tankless water heater around the corner. We have the irrigation system, and then quite a few electrical outlets throughout. No EV charger in this one though, but most builders are offering that if that's important to you. If you do the to be built route, it'll just be an upgrade. But cool, there you go. That was the Beeville. Now we're gonna check out one other home. So I'll see you over there. Final house we're checking out today is their Camilia floor plan. This is a 2,041 square foot home, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2-story home, 2-car garage, and this is listed at $375,000. We were actually just right there, so same street. As you can see, they're kind of just building everything all at the same time, and then the final lots will be in that cul-de-sac back there. Very similar as far as the brick to stone, but I do like that they have the hardy plank kind of gray there and then this interesting shake, just a little bit different textures. So I like the front of this house a little bit better than the last one. Pretty long driveway too. I mean, you could fit 2 cars very comfortably, possibly 3 cars. Then we have this walkway up to the front. Not much of a front porch, I'll say, but make up for it in the back. So opens up quite tall here. To the right, we have our coat closet, and then we actually have a pretty generous half bath. Pretty good size for a half bathroom in this one. I like the black faucet features, black handles, black hinges. Cool look. Still LVP flooring, but they actually do the wide plank LVP flooring, so I like it. It makes it look a little bit more upper end with this. I think the flooring Costs a little bit more when you have that. So this is just a nice upgrade that they went with this specific home. Then we open up to our kitchen area. Kitchen's beautiful. I like the last kitchen. I like this one even more. So they have these black lights right above the island. The island doesn't have the sink in it, so you have a lot more room here as far as countertop space. And then this interesting design for the backsplash here. Plenty of outlets along the entire space. A little annoyed they didn't put the push outlet here. I mean, there's nothing here on this island, so that's a little annoying. But beautiful sage green for the cabinets. And I like that they add handles. Not every builder has the fixtures here, so keeping with the black. Again, fridge, washer, dryer, that's something we can negotiate. We have this mudroom area. You can hang coats, take off shoes. And then I misspoke in the last tour. It's not a tankless water heater, so they just have a regular tank water heater there. And then we have the irrigation system. Pretty good sized garage, right? Garage doors are all the same width. You can always tell by the wall to the door. And that's a solid 3 feet either side. So very, very nice size as far as the width for the garage. Yeah. This really surprised me, the pantry. Look at that. It's a massive pantry space, and then they continue by giving you storage underneath the stairs. So really nice upgrade here with the Camilia floor plan for your pantry space, and just so much cabinet space for your kitchen. Really nice size for the kitchen, just smart with the floor plan design. Checking out outside. So back patio, not as big as I'd like it to be. They put railing when it's the foundation's a certain height above the ground is, so that's just a city guideline that they have to follow. So some will have railing, some won't. But this yard space, this specific lot, much better, and as you can see, it's just green back there. Now some people will get annoyed because there's the power station right there and you have power lines right here. Honestly, it took me a second to even notice it because there's just not a neighbor here and I can see sky. So I don't really mind. I probably wouldn't even notice the power lines. Maybe you would, something to be aware of, but this lot is definitely an upgrade from the previous lot. I do wish this patio was bigger though. I would probably try to figure out a way to expand this after I bought if I did move here. But that railing might make it a little tricky. All right, let's check out the upstairs. So you may have noticed we have not gone to the primary bedroom, and that's because that's upstairs. So that may be a deal breaker for some of you, having to go up and downstairs for the bedroom. I get it, I wouldn't want to do it either, but this floor plan works really well. I like that we have this landing up here with a ceiling fan already installed. Beautiful view of your neighbor's wall there. And then to the right here, we have our guest bathroom, way better than the last one. We have dual vanity sinks, and they've maintained everything. I always hate it when they just go cheap on the guest bathroom, but same tiles, the other bathrooms, same cabinets and handles throughout. All this green tape is the builder came through recently and taped it for their sheetrock and painter repair people to know what they need to touch up. So that's what that is if you're unfamiliar. Utility room right here, pretty basic, gets the job done. The other one was a little nicer, but not a big deal in my mind. Here's guest bedroom number 1. Medium small room, not too bad, not too big. And then this is same dimensions over here, or roughly the same, I should say. And then going through I do like when the landing is kind of closed off a little bit. It still has that open railing, but sound's not gonna bleed as much from that living room over here. So I do like this design. And I skipped this last house, but they have their HVAC system, easy access here for when you have to change your air filters every few months. Some builders put it in the attic, which is a pain if you have to climb the stairs. Here's our primary upstairs, has a tray ceiling fan installed. Pretty good size. It's actually a really good size primary. I like that we have the view just looking out, no rear neighbors. So this plan works really well for this lot. And then coming into the primary bathroom, 2 sinks right off the bat. Not great. I'd prefer to not have both sinks next to each other right by the door. So if I'm standing here brushing my teeth, Like my wife's gonna have to get past me to go brush her teeth. I don't know. It's a small thing, but it would be a thing. And then we have our walk-in shower. I really like that they did the frameless walk-in shower with this black frame around it. And then we have this interesting textured beige tile around it with the built-in corner shelf. Sometimes the builders don't add that in. Then we have our pretty large linen closet, and then pretty basic. I mean, it's a good amount of space for the closet here, but it's just a square. No built-in shelves with this one. And then the toilet. So there you have it. Like I said, they have 12 different floor plans for Pulte. I only showed you 2 plus the Nelson model home, so 3 of the 12. With 6, that's all inventory, and then the other 6 is only if you do the to-be-built route. I'm a big fan of the to-be-built route. You just have to kind of plan ahead, especially if you're in a lease. If you're renting right now, you have to think, okay, about 10 months ahead of time, I need to actually start this search process. That being said, in the current market, I've actually had builders pay to get people out of their leases early because the builder wants to hit a certain quota for that month. So don't feel like you're stuck to your lease, because it's pretty wild right now for buyers. You have a lot of power in this market, and builders just want to sell homes. So if you're ready to stop renting and buy a house, I think these are really good options. They're all in the 300,000s, which is fantastic. Higher tax rate out here with that 2.62 doesn't affect you as much when the price of the home is in the 300,000s, right? Pretty typical HOA. And then the amenity center I didn't talk about. I've talked about it in my other Crosswinds videos, but it's a large pool. They have a tennis court / pickleball court and a half basketball court. So pretty nice amenities, lots of walking trails around here. I'm a big fan of Crosswinds in general. I like that you're far enough away from I-35 that you can take back roads if you want to get around that traffic in the morning / in the evening coming home from work. But it still feels rural. It's nice and quiet and relaxed out here. So hope this video helped y'all if you are thinking making a move to the greater Austin area, whether it's Kyle, Buda, San Marcos, Georgetown. I service all those areas. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to help you and your family find the perfect home in the greater Austin area. Until next time, I'll see you around town.